Yes, so I'm standing in front of the National Bank building. So this housed two of Fredericksburg's most prominent banks, but it was also the site where John M. Washington's enslaver lived, and so that's where John M. Washington was enslaved, on the second floor of this building.
Wow, to look there and to know he looked out over Fredericksburg, and that's the view he got.
Yes, he talks in his memoir about having to go sit there and kind of wait for his enslaver to tell him what to do and how much he wanted to run and play outside, but he was kind of trapped in the building. We have all of these sites still. We have that physical connection to these stories from the past, and it's really beautiful that we were able to have these sites here and able to kind of stand here and look at them.
The sign. Talk about the importance of that. This is a significant moment for Fredericksburg.
Yes, so we are unveiling this new historical marker right in front of Foode on Princess Anne Street on Wednesday, and it's just so amazing and exciting that there's going to be this permanent recognition of John M. Washington's life here at the place where he was enslaved. And we're very lucky because Foode is one of the most popular destinations in Fredericksburg, so now lots and lots of people will, while they're waiting to get into Foode, while they're eating, they'll be able to kind of read a little bit about John M. Washington and learn more about his life and his story. I mean, I think John M. Washington's one of the most special individuals in Fredericksburg's history, and when I first got this job, he was the very first person that I looked up, and I'm so privileged to get to join in on this celebration and so lucky to be here when it's happening. And you know, Fredericksburg has a lot of historical markers, a lot of wayside panels, and they've told stories that are important, but now it's time to kind of diversify the stories that are available, and to have it here in such a, you know, very popular area of the city is really amazing.
And the John Washington story, I don't think anybody can read that story and not be impacted by it.
He's such a beautiful writer, which is particularly amazing because he was never formally educated. His mom taught him his letters, but he writes in the memoir about never actually receiving that formal education, but somehow he managed to write something that's so beautiful, so engaging, so compelling. It's an incredible artifact of history. You know, there's a lot of slave narratives written by people who were enslaved, but the fact that we have one here from Fredericksburg and we still have the site where he was, I mean, that's just incredibly important and incredibly special. And he writes of his experience in ways that make you feel sympathy and empathy and make you want to learn more. It's really special. Just
his family, the fact that when he's so descriptive, and you can feel the emotion of what happened when his family was torn apart.
Yes, I think, you know, we all think about, okay, that's one of the worst parts of enslavement is that you couldn't stay with your family, but actually reading about a boy, he was a child being separated from his mother with no idea of when he'd see her again. There's nothing more heartbreaking than that.
I'm sure for you, when you look across from the museum or walk by here and see people reading the story, many for the first time, hearing it will impact you personally.
That's everything I want. All I want is for people to get invested in history, to be compelled by the stories that we can tell. And I think having an individual like him will really get people to understand this experience of enslavement in a way that they never have before.